Hey everyone! Today we're breaking down the intense debate between Zoe Lofgren with Cash Patel. This discussion has been sparking a lot of conversations online. Today's video is very interesting and informative, so watch it till the end.
Important work on crime and anti-terrorism to work on matters that are not critical to our safety. I'd like to play the video, the whole video.
Jeffrey
clip.
Epstein's
Black Book?
Black Book.
FBI.
But who? That is, I mean,
Oh,
there's...
that's under direct control of the director of the FBI.
But the Black Book, it's not just sitting, I mean, that's Hoover power times 10.
And to me, that's a thing I think President Trump should run on. On day one, roll out the Black Book.
In contrast to that attitude of let it all out, we're getting reports of actions that run contrary to getting everything out and that also involve diversions of FBI resources. For example, an FBI whistleblower reported that you were pressured by the Attorney General to place 1,000 personnel on 24-hour shifts to mine roughly 100,000 Epstein-related records to redact President Trump's name from the files. Bloomberg reported this, that you directed FBI special agents from the New York and Washington field offices to join the Bureau's FOIA employees in Winchester and another building a few miles away, and that while reviewing the Epstein files, FBI personnel identified numerous references to Trump in the documents, and people familiar with the matter said that Trump's name, along with other high-profile individuals, was blacked out. Now, the New York Times reports, and this is a quote, Justice Department officials diverted hundreds of FBI employees and federal prosecutors from their regular duties to go through the documents at least 4 times, including once to flag any references to Mr. Trump and other prominent figures. Details of the review were based on accounts by 3 former FBI and Justice Department officials who spoke on condition of anonymity because of fears of retaliation, and further that the FBI finished, after they finished its review of the files and materials, was sent to a team of Justice Department lawyers who double-checked the FBI's redactions and, quote, were instructed to flag any mentions of Mr. Trump and other celebrities. Now, I have 3 questions for you, Mr. Patel, about this. First, how many times did President Trump's name appear in the Epstein files? Was it more than 100, more than 1,000? Were the agents who were pulled from their duties to redact the president's name from the Epstein files working on criminal cases or national security cases or child sex trafficking cases? And are the number of agents that have been reported diverted for these purposes, is that accurate?
Let's break it down clearly. She didn't mince words, accusing the FBI of pulling agents from real threats like crime, terrorism, and child sex trafficking, just to scrub President Trump's name from thousands of documents. Backed by whistleblower claims, Bloomberg and New York Times reporting, she demanded straight answers on how many times Trump's name appeared and why this became such a priority. Patel dodged, denied accuracy, claimed flex resources, and admitted he didn't know the count, leaving Lofgren stunned and the room charged. This exchange exposes a disturbing pattern in handling one of America's biggest trafficking scandals. If you're invested in transparency and justice, subscribe now and hit the bell. These revelations keep coming. Congressional hearings on sensitive matters like Epstein often get bogged down in deflections, but Lofgren came prepared with media reports, whistleblower accounts, and zero tolerance for evasion. The core allegation: the FBI diverted hundreds, even up to 1,000 personnel, to intensive reviews of roughly 100,000 Epstein-related records, specifically to flag and redact mentions of President Trump and other high-profile figures while critical duty suffered. Go back to that committee session. The room was formal but electric. Lawmakers pressing on transparency after the Epstein Files Transparency Act, survivors' ongoing demands in the background, cameras capturing every tense exchange. Lofgren gets the floor. She starts measured. Thanks the chair, expresses concern over reports of FBI agents pulled from vital work on crime and anti-terrorism for non-critical tasks. She references a video clip playing in the background, snippets about Jeffrey Epstein's infamous Black Book, The contact list under FBI control. Lofgren quips sarcastically, "That's Hoover power times 10, invoking J. Edgar Hoover's iron grip on secrets." She contrasts Trump's supposed day one promise to roll out the black book with current actions that seem the opposite. Resource diversions blocking full transparency. Then she drops the hammer with specifics, citing an FBI whistleblower. Pressure from the Attorney General to put 1,000 personnel on 24-hour shifts mining Epstein records solely to redact Trump's name. Bloomberg reporting, agents from New York and Washington field offices pulled into Winchester and other sites, identifying numerous Trump references that got blacked out. New York Times detail. Justice Department officials diverted hundreds of FBI employees and prosecutors, at least 4 separate reviews, to flag Trump and celebrities. After FBI review, DOJ lawyers double-checked redactions with instructions to highlight Trump mentions. Anonymous sources cited fears of retaliation. Lofgren lays out 3 direct questions to Patel. First, how many times did Trump's name appear? More than 100? More than 1,000? Second, were the diverted agents working criminal cases, national security, or child sex trafficking before this? Third, is the reported scale of diversion accurate? Patel's response? A flat no to accuracy, then clarification, it was inaccurate. Lofgren presses, "So none of this happened?" Patel, "No, I'm saying it was inaccurate." On the name count, how many times? Patel, "I don't know." Lofgren incredulous, "It's your testimony. You don't know." He confirms no knowledge of the exact number. On diversion, Patel pushes back. "When you say diverted, you make it seem agents were pulled off what they do all the time. Agents masterfully do double and triple duty. We flex resources for public interest in this case." Lofgren fires. "So your testimony is, no one was diverted from a criminal matter? This was top priority to hunt Trump's name?" Patel doubles down on flexibility and legal releases. Lofgren's frustration peaks. "It's shocking to me that the FBI thinks erasing Trump's name from Epstein files is a high priority when we have crime waves, national security threats, terrorism risks, murders like the one involving Mr. Kirk." She yields back amid Patel's interjection. "That's literally not what I said." A quick follow-up from another member. "Director, is President Trump implicated in any wrongdoing related to Epstein?" But the moment belongs to Lofgren's relentless push. If Lofgren's sharp interruptions, media-backed accusations, and visible shock at Patel's "I don't know" have you fired up, smash that like button. Comment below. Does diverting agents to redact a president's name sound like justice or cover-up? Share this wide. These details expose how priorities get twisted. This isn't isolated frustration. It highlights systemic issues in Epstein handling. The Transparency Act demanded full disclosure, yet reports suggest selective scrubbing protects powerful names while victims wait for accountability. Global trafficking network with blackmail elements, child grooming across borders, yet FBI resources allegedly flexed for political cleanup instead of pursuing leads. Whistleblowers risk retaliation speaking out. When a director admits ignorance on key facts and reframes diversion as flexing, it erodes trust. The hearing moved on, but Lofgren's segment stands out. Facts first, no games, pressing until deflections cracked. Hard to wave off when anonymous officials fear speaking, and numbers, 100,000 records, hundreds diverted, multiple reviews, are this specific. The clip gained traction fast. Hoover jab, I don't know admission, shock at priorities. If selective transparency bothers you, share now. Lofgren forced the record, no easy outs. This saga continues. More contempt threats if redactions persist or diversions confirmed. Whistleblower protections could surface new details. Survivors demand real probes, not name scrubbing. Patel's evasions only heighten calls for deeper oversight. When agents allegedly shift from child trafficking cases to political redaction, the stakes are clear. In those pointed minutes, Lofgren exposed the contradiction. Public interest claims clashing with resource reality. Transparency promises versus selective hiding. Not routine, potentially obstructive. It resonates because it was evidence-driven and unyielding. Victims watch, oversight intensifies. Truth hangs in the balance. Subscribe now. Hit the bell for updates. Next sessions, whistleblower developments, file releases. This isn't ending. It's ramping up. Share this video, check related hearing clips, stay tuned.